Soon after I set up the Chasing Corrie Mckeague subreddit, I received an email from an anonymous source who I now believe is connected to the Womble blog. The email raised some questions regarding potential suspects, and one of those areas it questioned was the connection to an American man. A Turkish worker in Pizza Mamma Mia said to the local TV station in an interview that Corrie Mckeague often came into the takeaway with an American friend. However, on the night Corrie Mckeague disappeared, he was not with this American friend. It has been suggested that this American friend is a United States Air Force serviceman who is based at RAF Lakenheath. The author of the Womble blog raises several questions regarding this American serviceman. Point 1. If it is true that this American man often or always came into the takeaway with Corrie every time he was on a night out, how come he was not with Mr. Mckeague on the only night he ends up going missing? 2. If he is based at the United States Air Force Base in Lakenheath, how does he get into Bury St. Edmunds? 3. Mr. Mckeague's phone was tracked to Barton Mills. Is this a coincidence that Barton Mills is only a short drive from RAF Lakenheath? 4. Is it also a coincidence that the landfill site is only a few short miles from RAF Lakenheath? The author goes on to say, of course, even if I had a name for this American and I could trace if he is abroad or not, the United States Air Force would never give me that information as it would be considered classified information. He could also just have gone back stateside to see family. I would just like to know if Suffolk police know of this man and have tracked him down to interview him. It is just a thought for you all to ponder. This is a copy of the anonymous email I received, and I subsequently posted the text of this email in a thread on the Chasing Corrie Mckeague subreddit. The thread I posted was subsequently deleted and the email was removed. There is a name mentioned in this email which I have redacted because I don't think that this individual is of any significance to the actual theory itself. It goes on to say, because of the nature of the theory, I would like to remain anonymous. That's all. I'm not American. The use of mom is a tradition in our family. I do not live near the area. My grammar was the result of writing quickly and the time of day, and I had never heard of CM until this case. I should have realized that the amount that the public will read into things of no importance, whilst also ignoring matters of importance. For example, nobody has questioned why an elderly man is walking the streets at 4 a.m? Instead, they ask why a US airman would be driving home at 4 a.m. Second part of the email, it goes on to say, this is why nothing will ever be solved by armchair detectives. If you think anything at all about the theory, Huntley aside, please check the violent crime statistics and enter the streets on which those crimes were committed into the AA route finder. You will be surprised regardless. Interestingly, this email was sent to me in January 2017, and to date, which is November 2017, the elderly McDonald's man remains the only, one of the few unidentified witnesses whose images were released on CCTV. Okay, this is an extract from the first section of the Mikey Womble blog at WordPress. And if you notice in this section here, there is a reference to the AA map of Great Britain. So it would be logical for me to make a connection between the author of that blog and the anonymous author of the email that was sent to me. It would be fair to say that at the time I received the email and I posted it to Reddit, I didn't actually pay a lot of attention to the content because solving the disappearance of Corey Mckeague was not my interest at that point. And I was more interested in looking at the media representation of Mr. Mckeague and just posting updates as they were released in mainstream media. So trying to work out this sort of cryptic language puzzle was not something that I was primarily interested in. However, after receiving this, the nature of my communication with individuals on Reddit took on a sinister and cryptic tone.